it really sucks. It really does to see Bruno in this sort of state. Imagine seeing him from the very beginning of the series. Outstanding, ambitious, upright, an okay guy. Everyone looked up to him. The neighbors, the team members. He was an ideal kind of leader. Since he was a kid, he had this kind of radiance about him. And don't get me wrong, he still does. But thanks to what happened, he's seeing him in this kind of state. It's just not so good. It really isn't. Because it's only a matter of time before his time catches up with him. And he will be more than just a corpse. He won't be walking, he won't be breathing, he won't be doing anything. He'll be gone, he'll be dead. And then the gang will feel sad. They'll probably feel broken and lost. But who knows? Probably Giorno will take up the spot and carry out his ambition. Or Mista. It's between those two. I don't see Naruto being leader or Trish. That would be very interesting. Trish becomes leader, but I don't see it. But it's just, I don't know. I feel uneasy about it. But it's best to come to accept it now than later. And with freaking Doppio, no matter how many times I see this, Doppio breaking out and doing the ring, it's gold. It's comic gold. No matter every time you be in a tense, serious moment, and then he's like just and he just picks up, and this time he actually picks up phone, an actual phone, and I guess that gave him to have the same spiritual identity as Trish, since they are blood related, and since all Bruno can see is, I guess, spiritual aura. I guess the reason why he sees Trish instead of Doppio. Very convenient. I just love it how sometimes JoJo has those very convenient plot holes. It's just, wow. Really, I will admit that. JoJo is filled with a lot of convenient plot holes at that time. And most of the time, they have that great logic and strategy they use to take down an opponent. But this right here was pure plot hole. But then yet again, it shows how most of the times that the bad guys in JoJo are always extremely lucky. From Dio being lucky, from Cars being lucky, from Kira being lucky, and now even Doppio and the main boss being lucky. Every time there's a big crucial situation happening to them where it seems like their back is against the wall, it's like Lady Luck's on their side until they're overcome by a great sense of justice by the opposing team. Everything was going right until they went to the Coliseum. There they saw Polnareff, and we get to see what caused Polnareff to be in that kind of state. He was in that state because I guess they heard there was other arrows out there. Then everything, once again, all leads up to Dio. Well, one of Dio's underlings, the woman originally who was passing around the arrows around the place. The one I gave one to Okuyasu's, one that Okuyasu's brother had. The one that that Dio had. Like, the arrows were passed around, and it seems like the boss got himself one. And by the way, the boss's name is Diavolo. Yep, it's Diavolo. It sounds very close to devil, doesn't it? It really does. But it's not. Now, with that being said, he got the arrow. He realized he became invincible. And that's what happened. So he got the arrow years later on, after he probably burnt down the orphanage church and stuff like that. And he was on his expedition. He found one of the arrows. He's the one who dug them up. He sold them to that woman. In return, he kept one for himself. And that's what caused him to get that arrow and for him to start his organization. But then, thanks to Polnareff, him and Jotaro on their investigation, and within Europe, he finally caught a lead, and using King Prison, destroyed most of his body. But Polnareff luckily survived, and he had a piece of the arrow. left, a very special part of the arrow. This is the one that caused a very interesting awakening power. Like I said, is it, in a way, as we seen right there, Polnareff is dead, as we saw. Not as dramatic death as I thought he would have, like Caesar or Kakuin or um, even Abakio. His death was it was very quick. I'm like, well, did he just die? He just died like that, really? Like, okay. But however, Silver Chariot had an arrow stabbed into him, and it started to transform into something else. And what that something else is, we have to wait to find out next time, because it's crazy. Now, speaking of that, seeing the boss's form, the way he's able to change his body shape like that is very interesting, because he's looks like a little kid, then he just somehow can transform to being a bigger man. How is that possible? Is that scientifically possible? I wonder. It leaves me very curious. And then for him to look like that, he didn't look like exactly what his shadow did. His shadow had him being buffer, but I didn't know it's long hair. That's one thing I didn't see coming, was the long hair. He still looks kind of skinny. I was expecting him to be buffer, but then again, this is where the art style went. It really made a dramatic change throughout the years. So if you're wondering why they're not buff, that's the reason why. It slowly changes to the point where instead of everyone being buff and stuff like that, everyone's being kind of skinny and fabulous and stuff like that. Well, JoJo characters have always been fabulous, but they're even more fabulous than they were in the past. Now, off that little ramble, I am looking forward to seeing what Silver Chariot has become. This power seems very interesting, and I can't wait to dig into it, actually, to you guys. This will be very cool. And it does, in a way, kind of relates to Kiro's power, where he got a new kind of stand instead, or maybe the power caused his stand to activate when he died. Because as we all know, stands do activate when a certain thing happens to a person, or you can feel guilty, you could lie, you could even step on to a shadow. All that stuff is possible. And it looks like it's starting to storm too, so I'm gonna cut this short for you guys. So, anyways, JoJo's almost done, everybody. We're hitting that climax, man. It's just that final battle is approaching, and I am psyched for it. So, anyways, you want to see me more of the JoJo content, and you love my content, help out the channel by liking, commenting, and of course subscribing to Madame Reviews. It will help out the channel a lot. Boost myself up there for a while. I want to at least try to give it a try to do something with this channel. I had it for a while, and it's grown pretty well, but it could be better, I guess. But then again, also acquires up to me for bringing out more content to you guys. So anyways, like I said before, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys next time. Madcrownxox, signing out.